The people are much friendlier than in the north.
The king in the north!
This accent comes out of nowhere. You'll know why. So depends on what happens with lockdown and everything, but yeah, I think I would come back. So I'll see you soon. Learn to speak that way, just pronounce combien ça coûte. I would want to do a collab with Bob Ross, definitely.
The indication of a happy little cloud.
I don't have a specific type, so I used to squat a lot heavier than I do now. I'm getting back into training. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today I asked you whether you had questions for me, so I asked you on my Instagram story. I posted it 2 hours ago, so far I have 4 questions I think, but if I get any more I will film the other half of this video either tomorrow, later or tomorrow, whenever. I asked you on my Instagram, so these are the questions that I've gotten so far. Okay, I am Zoe Foster. So by the way, you should definitely check out her channel. It's blowing up. It's really amazing. She does mostly videos on hair, but she does other kinds of videos as well. So check out Zoe Foster, her channel. This is her channel name. What inspired you to start a YouTube channel? I'd been wanting to start one for a while. There are a few reasons. So one of it was I wanted to have some sort of documentation of my process as an artist and as a creative, kind of becoming who I am as an artist. I wanted to inspire other people to also come along with me and also express themselves creatively. So YouTube is a platform for me to do that, and hopefully I can inspire you to really be to fulfill your creative desires and dreams, and to really go for it and have the courage and belief in yourself to be who you want to be, whatever type of creative person you are. I did film studies at school, so in high school, and I went to Hollywood and I learned a lot about cinematography and film, and I've always been I've always loved movies and I've loved studying movies. I like editing. I really actually get into a zone when I'm editing. It's also a form of art for me. Video is also so versatile, and there's so much more you can say in a video than in an artwork or than in an image or photo. So that's why I love it, and that's why I wanted to start it. And one of my friends inspired me to actually start it. She would keep pushing me every day because I kept having excuses like, oh, but I don't look how I want to look, or I don't have the right camera gear. Like, I could have just used my phone. I don't have a camera, I don't have a tripod, and you're gonna keep making excuses until you just start. Eventually I just started. I think I had so many mess ups, and I filmed on my phone, and I think even if you don't have the right equipment, the most important thing is to just start. I have another question. This is by Hlengi, so check out her Instagram. Do you think you will ever come back to Korea? Yes, I think I would, but this time I would maybe like to find a part-time job so that I can focus on my creative endeavors more. I'm also curious about Japan, so I might actually go to Japan instead of Korea next. And also it depends on the situation, it depends on what happens with lockdown and everything, but yeah, I think I would come back. So I'll see you soon and we can meet up and join up. I do miss it. I do miss certain aspects of Korea, like the line speed, the internet. I do miss Korean food already. I miss the freedom of movement, how you can just take the subway and go wherever you want when you want. I miss the safety, how safe you feel. You can just walk around and go wherever you want. You never feel like in danger. You can leave your bag wherever you want. Like, you never feel in danger, which is great. I really miss that. No, I actually miss the kids, I'm not gonna lie. I miss Bella. Bella, if you're watching this, I miss you so much. I just miss my little kids. I miss Judy. Judy, oh, and Chun. I miss Chun so much. Sorry. The next question. Is French difficult to learn? I think if you're learning French from scratch, it's very difficult. But because I grew up, well, because it's basically my first language, it wasn't difficult for me because I grew up speaking it. So I learned it that way. One of my first words was French. And I went to a French school here in Johannesburg. So I grew up speaking French, so it wasn't hard for me. But my students, so I teach French, and oui s'il vous plaît. One of my students is improving so fast and he's really enjoying my lessons. I try and make my lessons really fun. So he's at school, so he is following a curriculum, my student, but I like to make it more conversational and more fun. So I sometimes use songs and dialogue, and I like having conversations with my students, especially if you want to learn how to speak more conversationally and colloquially, and you can hit me up and we can maybe do private lessons. Hi guys, I'm back. I took a quick break. I got a few new questions. So I got a question from Kyle Winterbach, I hope I'm saying your name right, or Kyle Winter. Where do you see yourself in 5 and 10 years? So, wow, these questions are always a bit tricky because obviously life happens, right? But in 5 years, I would like to own property, and I would like to be acclaimed in my field, in the art world. I'd like to have a name for myself in the art world. Preferably, I'd like to be living in the States, although that might be more of a 10-year plan or goal. Extremely fit, healthy body and mind, independent financially, you know, financially free, and yeah. After lockdown, can you take something from it? What can I take from lockdown? Okay, well, I've definitely learned a lot. I've definitely learned that nothing is set in stone, and that everything can change in an instant. It's proven that. It's also taught me to be a lot more patient with things, because we all tend to want to rush into things and think that we're late and we're behind on whatever it is in our life. And I think it's taught us to slow down and take things one step at a time, you know. Career-wise, are you happy where you're at or not? It's in between both, because I feel like I've come a really long way, but oftentimes I catch myself thinking that it's not good enough, and like I feel like I should be doing more, and it's difficult because I want to be exhibiting at all these galleries, but also lockdown, so I'm trying to move on to more of an online sphere or presence, and then that feels like it takes forever. So I would say there are days where I feel like I'm behind and I feel like I need to push, and then there are days where I feel like I've come a long way. So I'd say it's in between both. What would be your perfect date? I think I'm really simple when it comes to that. I think just like a nice dinner somewhere very simple, like an Italian, it doesn't have to be a fancy restaurant, although I mean it is nice to dress up sometimes. Actually, going to an art gallery could be cool, because then you could talk about the art, you know. There wouldn't be as many possible awkward silences. If you were going to be stuck on an island, who and what 3 items would you take with you? Who would I take with me? I would take someone that I know has those kind of skills, that could probably live or fend for themselves on an island. And what would I take with you? What 3 items would I take with me? Ooh. A hairbrush, sunscreen, obviously lots of food and snacks and water, but that's the obvious. What 3 items would I take with me? A hairbrush, sunscreen, and a swimming costume, I guess. So art-wise, who inspires you? Anyone local? Penny Siopis, I love her art. She inspires me greatly. So does William Kentridge. He's actually South African. I think so is Penny Siopis, but they both really, really inspire me. So I'm sure you've heard of both of them. I love how dark and emotional their work is, and I find that my work kind of resembles theirs in certain ways, some of my work. Any countries you would recommend for travel and why? Okay, definitely France. The weather is amazing. The people are much friendlier than in the north.
The king in the north!
The vineyards are beautiful, the countryside, the French countryside, and the little towns and villages and the little bakeries are just to die for. They're just so dreamy and beautiful. Art-wise, anything you painted and will never let go? Yeah, there's actually a painting that I did, but I can't find it. It's a little miniature. Oh no, I sold it. I just remembered there's a painting that I really loved that I sold. I don't even know if I have a picture of it. Oh well. Go-to clothes for a first date or coffee date? What would I wear? Probably just jeans and a nice top, my hair down, or maybe do my makeup nicely, but then just dress really simply. Maybe wear like a nice heel and jeans and a nice top. Yeah. Anyone you fancy? I don't kiss and tell. Hi everybody, so today is the next day. It is Friday the 22nd of, what month are we even in? Of May. And I'm just going to answer the rest of your questions, because some of the questions came through after I had already filmed the first part of the video. So this is the next day and I'm filming the rest of your questions. So I'm answering the rest of your questions that you guys asked me. I wanted the boss, Jordan. When I wear hoops, I have to talk like this with my hand out. I don't know what it is and where it comes from, but I just have to talk like this.
Excuse me. Can I get a straw, please?
And I can't do anything about it. So if this accent comes out of nowhere, you'll know why. So, alors. Brittany Paul asks, learning to speak French, fine with grammar, but so scared to speak it. Any advice? When you're learning a language, it's really good to practice speaking a lot. So don't be ashamed or don't be embarrassed to practice speaking. Watch a lot of movies and listen to a lot of French music. That helps a lot. And really practice pronunciation, even if it's on your own in your own room. Just learn to speak that way, just pronounce. How much does it cost? Combien ça coûte? How to say what is your name? Comment vous appelez-vous? Ideally, to learn, in my opinion, obviously this is a bit overboard and a bit extra, but to learn any language you really need to be immersed in the culture, or you need to be going out of your way to be learning it every day, a little bit every day or a lot every day, and because when you're forced to speak it, you know, and conversationally, or when you have to use it to kind of get around and to buy food, for example, then you kind of, sorry about the car, you're kind of more forced to use it, and then it pushes you to kind of use the language more, do you know what I mean? So yeah, when I was learning Korean, I used this audiobook from Audible, the app called, so it's these language courses called Pimsleur, Pimsleur, Pimsleur courses that are specifically designed or created to make you learn language as fast as possible. Okay, next question is from Nawal, and she asked me, what in your opinion is the role of art? What makes a piece of art successful? It can help to express a certain political opinion about something. It can have a very powerful effect on us because I think we're very visual creatures, and I think art has a, instead of using text, it has, which, well, art is sometimes text, but it's a very efficient way to translate a message, and also I think maybe artists have a lot of freedom of expression, and I think there's less limits as to what you can say and what you can express visually, so it can be a very powerful way to express you know, issues or controversial issues or political issues, societal issues, etc. Now, what makes a piece of art successful? Obviously art is very subjective, or I mean that's a given. I think when an artwork entices a certain emotional reaction, especially if it's a very strong emotional reaction in the viewer. If it's just a picture, it serves its purpose. Each kind of art serves a purpose, right? So if it's representational, it was meant to be representational most of the time. If it's conceptual, it's meant to entice you, it's meant to make you think, it's meant to talk about a certain issue, have a certain message, right? Or makes you feel slightly uncomfortable. I think that's a very successful artwork, especially even taking it up a notch when an artwork shocks you. I think that's powerful because the artist used whatever medium to lead to that reaction in you, and I think that's very powerful. So that, in my opinion, is what makes an artwork successful. No what? Next question. Would you marry a Korean man? Honestly, I think if I connect with someone and I think we're compatible and I can see myself living with that person, why not? I don't have a specific type, so if I connect with someone, I connect with someone, and if I can see myself with that person and they seem like a stable, strong, you know, support, and they support me and love me and we connect on every level and I feel like they're the one, then why not? Okay, more questions, moving on. Oh wow, okay, what was your highest ever squat? Okay, this is from Oba the orangutan. What was your highest ever squat and when did you start lifting? Oh, do you mean like the heaviest squat? My heaviest squatting? So I used to squat a lot heavier than I do now. I'm getting back into training, so I'm not as strong. Maybe around 80 kgs. I don't know if that's too much. Or, no, wait. How much did I squat? I obviously squatted heavier on the Smith machine because it's easier, but then on the rack, maybe around 60 kilos. But I squatted really, like I could lift really heavy. And when did I start lifting? So I had periods of on and off, and then, you know, I would take months off for whatever reason if I was like working or something. But I started lifting properly not that long ago, maybe 2 years ago. I started lifting heavy and lifting properly. What is the most beautiful place in South Africa in your opinion? I went to the Cradle of Humankind. That was really cool. I cycled there really long ago, and that was really beautiful. Maybe Cape Town, actually. Obviously Cape Town is gorgeous. Table Mountain, Lion's Head, the ocean. I mean, it doesn't really get prettier than that, does it? So yeah, maybe Cape Town. I mean, I lived there for 5 years, so I think I kind of grew attached to it. Where do you see yourself living in the future? New York, baby, New York. Hopefully in the States, you know. If not, if that's impossible, maybe in France. From Neil D. Roberts, and who would you most want to do a collab with? Maybe some art YouTuber. I'll have to find one that I like a lot and maybe do a collab with them, and maybe we could like, oh, if Bob Ross was still alive. I would want to do a collab with Bob Ross, definitely.
If you want to make the indication of a happy little cloud, all you do is just sort of tap. Little stringy cloud just lives right there in the brush.
Probably you, because I think it could be an interesting combination. Gaming YouTuber with a non-gaming YouTuber. And we could maybe talk about something that relates our two channels. I don't know if that's possible. Can you hear the ice cream truck? All South Africans, do you remember hearing the ice cream truck and then you'd ask your parents for ice cream? Remember? Okay. So that's gonna sum up all the questions for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions, you can comment down below or DM me on my Instagram, Katerina Sakoshek. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you said in the comments. Click the notification bell so you know next time I post, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.